business. He's on your team. And was he an instant overnight success?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. It took some time. I want to say about 6 to 8 months. Even the wife, he was saying, "What's going on? You train everybody." They picked up in 2 to 3 months, and Brandon never quit it. He goes, "No, I want to do this," because sometimes sales isn't for everybody, guys, but it is if you really want it. I say anybody can do this. It's just getting motivated and following those steps.
7 months before he made his first sale.
That's correct.
And then after that,
nothing stopped him. One after another, he started selling.
And he's following your footsteps. He's gonna be a superstar.
He is
in the solar world. And it's like you said, you got to do the work. This is the Monday morning. This is the Monday morning. I call mini habits. So my breakthrough of going from a lazy, undisciplined guy, what I did to get me from 0 to 1 every day is I incorporated the idea of Stephen Geisen mini habits of going to 0 to 1 with mini habits. And I built a whole system around getting me into gear every day. And part of it includes this no matter what call. But how are you able to get to this level of production on a daily basis?
On a schedule, on goals. I start off my day working out 6 in the morning. That's what gets me started. You have to, I get back home, eat breakfast. I'm at the doors by 10 o'clock. Your daily routine, doing your follow-ups on your customer list. There's always got to be something. You got to keep on going because all that work you're going to put in is going to eventually come back to you. But definitely be on a schedule.
And so you got your day started at 6. You're at the gym.
Yep.
And what time? How do you transition? What's your day like to transition from there to having a productive door-to-door solar day?
Get back, have breakfast with family, and start hitting the doors by 10.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And then we got Matt Soda on the phone. Hey, Matt. Matt's, I tell everybody he's going to have the greatest story. He's going to write a book someday that says how to get to world-class success by making sure I'm kind of at work by noon every day. So he's on the doors by noon every day. We have an interesting opportunity to sort of construct our life because we're not chained to a desk. We don't have a headset on. We're not doing a 40-minute commute every day there and back. But that can be a downfall. Art, what have you experienced in terms of kind of the ups and downs, and then how do you overcome that so that you make sure you're actually doing the amount of work you need to do?
Well, it actually started. So the call we're on right now started about 3 years ago. It was an internal call after the first D2D. We started it,
and we called it.
That was the Cleaners Club.
Cleaners Club
from Tim Grover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if it was 7 or 8 a.m. Either way, it was. We got on every single day but Sunday. And, it was like 30, 45-minute call. We, kind of keeps you accountable and gets you up, gets the day going, which, really helped me. And then, what keeps me going is the momentum. I love money. When you have every single week, 10, 20, 30 grand coming in, you don't want to stop. And I've stopped before and it starts going down and I don't want to do that again. This opportunity we have right now, there's nothing like it. I don't think there will ever be anything like it. So, solar's not going anywhere, but the amount of money that we're getting paid, definitely will come down, I believe. And you don't want to be, sitting in your living room once this is done, wishing that you would have went out there and worked harder and made all the money you could possibly get.
How about you, JR?
Don't miss the opportunity, guys. Just like what Art said, money's there right now. Go get it.
But we literally make more than brain surgeons with no debt, no overhead. You just get out there and put in the time.
All right, guys. Just also apologize. Still dealing with some of these audio difficulties, but you talked about you love money, and I think everyone has kind of come to solar because of the fact, somebody told them they heard you had into door-to-door because somebody came and put an alarm system in your house. We all got here at us, but pretty soon we find out there's actual real money to be made here. You were living like kings this week, right? We're in this paradise, all expenses paid trip because of an achievement, because of reaching a goal. What's it like for you and your family actually experiencing the results of solar, actual money?
I've done so many things I never could have done before. I got into a very expensive hobby at the sand dunes, and a lot of that stuff I could not do. I couldn't go, stay on in a vacation, $1,000 a night. I couldn't go to, Vegas and have a good time. Just a lot of stuff I couldn't do. I've been at the bottom, paycheck to paycheck, barely, making ends meet. And that's something I never want to go back to. So I think that's what motivates me.
JR, yourself, you got a beautiful wife. You guys are dressed like movie stars all the time. What are some of the perks and benefits of really doing this deal?
I do all this for my family. I want them, to enjoy their life, the rest of their lives. But I also showing my son Brandon, like we were talking about, the steps of being successful. So to me, putting in the hard work, not going back like to Art says 9-to-5 job or getting paid, $50 or $200 door-to-door commission on security systems. Those days are over. The opportunities here, we have it in front of us, and we really got to take advantage of it. And it's an amazing industry. Learn all you can and be successful at it. Definitely.
So both of you guys now, in addition to out knocking on doors and selling, you're both leaders, and you're responsible for a team. You're recruiting people. You're bringing them on. What's your experience been like in the solar industry of trying to help other people become successful, and what do you do to help them?
Leading from the front, not only, being successful yourself, but helping others, be successful and, change their life as well is very rewarding.
JR, what's it like leading people, recruiting people?
Well, working with people, not being in sales at all and seeing them grow, and training them and seeing them successful. At the end of the day, that's my job, and it makes me very happy, seeing people, become a salesman and close the sale. That's the most important thing because not a lot of people can do it.
I want to add something too. Money's great, but I think the freedom, I think that can be even more valuable. Nobody, which is dangerous too. Nobody's going to call and say, "Hey, are you coming to work tomorrow?" Or are you coming into work today? You have to hold yourself accountable. But just having the freedom, if you want to take a week off or 2 weeks off, you don't have to ask anybody. Is a big part of it for me too.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, so Monday is Spinning Habits Monday on the No Matter What call. Tuesday is Tell on Yourself Tuesday, right? Because we all have to be accountable. That's why we're leaders. We hold others accountable. I know one of the reasons that I've been successful is I found ways to overcome the fact that I'm a lazy, undisciplined person. But when I lose momentum, I can end up in the weeds. So, what's it like? And, be honest, what's it like trying to do this and stay at a successful, productive level all the time? And what's your experience with that?
Shitty. Once you lose that momentum, then you go out. You're like, oh, everybody has solar already. I'm never gonna, get another appointment. Not gonna make a sale, and you don't want to get there. So just my recommendation is just keep the pipeline moving. Take care of yourself too. Take some time off, but when you're out there, be out there. For crying out loud, we get paid to walk around and bullshit all day. Beautiful weather.
Doesn't suck. So kind of a walk in the park if you're doing it.
Yeah.
What's it like when you're not doing it and you got to go from in the weeds to back on the horse?
It sucks, and it's the hardest thing ever. When the momentum's going, it's easy money, like literally just print money.
JR, have you had experiences with being up and down?
Yeah, there's ups and downs. Us, we're pretty much in Arizona. Your iPad's shutting off at 120 degrees when you're knocking doors. You want to keep on selling, that gets tough, right? But you got to keep on going somewhere or another. But yeah, definitely.
Have you had experiences of really being in, kind of being off track for a while?
Yeah. There's times, but sometimes it helps a lot with referrals. You get that one call or one text, hey, we want solar, and you start momentum again. But momentum is huge in this business.
Yeah, and to me, that's, you talked about being at the gym every day.
Yeah. So
that's an everyday component. If you're out of it and a referral comes in, you're like, oh my God, I just spent this much time and I made this much money. Why am I not spending 12 hours a day doing this? So you can use different things. And so on this call, we're always talking about mini habits every Monday, because mini habits are a way where we can go from going from 0 to 1 every single solitary day. It's kind of a hack, the whole one click up hack. But you string enough of those days together, and then you're at the top of a leaderboard. Art went from O'Donnell, I don't know, and I'm like, Art, I think you're going to end up at the car dealership. That's like 5 years ago, something like that. Yeah. To being at the top of a leaderboard every month, every quarter, 2 Golden Door awards. being back into that success. What do you see for the future? What's your plans and goals for this year?
Plans are to grow the team, scale. Like Bradley said, it's not it's simple. You do more, you get better. Get on the MOD calls and scale. So that is those are my plans for this year.
Beautiful. And how about you, JR? What are your plans?
Same thing, growing the
Goals for this
team,
year.
trying to open little new markets and train more and more people, get them on board. Because again, the more people you have, the easier your job. That there's enough work for everybody, motivating each other. So that's the main purpose of getting through this industry, being there every day for them. So those are my goals this year.
Yeah. Well, congratulations for selling 1 million watts of solar. That's
Thank you very
really
much.
first. That you've been at this literally like a year and a half with us, and in the full second year.
Absolutely.
1 million watts of solar and all of the things that come from that. And Art, obviously, you've been on this path now for a while, right? This is your third year, fourth, where you should be. Third year that you're going to be winning a Golden Door Award, right? Then in this call, we talk compelling facts about our future, right? That's our affirmations.
Yeah.
And you will be a Golden Door Award.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll tell you what. Watching this guy in the last month has been inspirational. In the last few weeks, we're on vacation. On a megawatt trip, and he's closed like 7 deals since we've been here on the phone. It's been not a very good vacation for us, I should say. He's had one Indian customer that led to a referral, that led to a referral, that led to a referral. But I've also seen you go, I want to hit this number, and then all of a sudden you're doing like really whatever it takes to get to that number. And you had a certain goal to get to by the end of the quarter. You wanted to be in a Sun Solar truck. You're a little behind. I'm like, I don't think you can make this happen, Art. You got like 7 days left. There's no way you can. He's like, you watch me. What is that mindset that says I'm going to make it happen no matter what?
I really look up to Tom Brady. He goes out and executes. And I was telling myself, I do pretty well under pressure. And I was thinking back to that Super Bowl in 2017 where he was down by like 30 points against Atlanta, and everyone was like, "Yeah, this is over." And then he came back and crushed it. Just thinking of that helped me get to where I needed to go last quarter.
Something that all of us talk about in the solar world, we talk about it on this call. I don't let people use this word like it's a real word. It's not a real word. I think it's a fake word. The word is saturation. We're knocking on doors. We're not the first person that's been to that door. What's your mindset when you're out knocking on doors, knowing that they're going to come to the door and go, "Oh my gosh, the solar guy"? Is that something that you think about? How do you deal with?
I know I'm better than almost anybody out there when they're coming to the doors. It's just a fact. That's it. I know I'm better than probably everybody out there who's coming to that door. And there's been times there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. I'm not going solar, and I end up flipping them. So.
And you do. You're out there, you're flipping them, and you're in the neighborhoods. Jared, what's it like kind of combating what other people call saturation?
Well, believing in yourself. You're different. Bring something different to the door. Ask questions. What did the last person not say that you will bring to the table? That's the difference. But being very positive about yourself and getting it done and telling the customer, this is something they didn't mention to you. These are the benefits if you go with me. So that makes a difference.
And confidence too.
Very confident. Yeah, absolutely.
We were at dinner last night, and I was saying, out of the mouths of babes, sometimes you get the solution, right? So I was with your guys in Yuma, and we're knocking on doors, and I had Brandon Harris on one side of the street, and Rick Vaya, who runs our sales manager in the Phoenix. We were all blitzed in Yuma. All right, so we're all in Yuma and we're blitzing. And Rick's got one kid on the side of the street. I got Brandon, and we're just doing the work. Now, that's a hack for one thing, because I wouldn't have been on a street in Yuma if I wasn't showing somebody else how to do it. So that's one of my favorite hacks, is showing somebody else how to do it. But you're the one who get the benefit out of that. And so Rick's on the other side of the street, and he's with this young guy who just joined, who doesn't know anything, never knocked doors, never sold solar. And, I'm giving this big training class before we go out. Mike O'Donnell says this, Mike O'Donnell says that, blah, 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 blah. This kid's on the other side of the street with Rick, knocking doors. They get to a whole street, one whole street. So we're talking about an hour and a half worth of knocking, this big, long street. I'm on one side, they're on the other. And at the end of it, he goes, I got it. I understand what you're talking about now. He says, no matter what they say, get the pitch out. No matter what, I'm not, you start talking, they talk, no matter what they say, just keep getting the pitch out. And I'm like, oh my God, I got it. I usually talk about getting 3 no's. That's my way of saying, well, no matter that they said no, not interested, doesn't matter, get the pitch out. And that young guy said, that's it, man. We just got to get the pitch out. Solar's so compelling. We just got to get the pitch out. So play along with me, guys.
And you gotta take control. You gotta have control of the conversation always.
Take control
Always.
at the door. It's their house, but it's your office.
Right.
Absolutely. So play along with me, guys. We don't always get the opportunities to talk to guys who are knocking doors, creating a super high income over 1 million watts of solar. Art, you just knocked on the door, knock. Get the pitch out. What's the pitch?
So literally, I just verbatim what I learned from Mike. Hey, I got to get going.
Yeah.
Only have a second. Just want to drop off a card.
Okay. All right.
That gets them to come out. Alarm pest. They're trying to come in. They're trying to get a credit card, sit at your kitchen table. I'm not trying to do that. I just want to set an appointment, and get the hell out of here and come back. And then just like he said, don't let them stop you. Get the entire pitch out. So once they're out, I tell them, I switch it up all the time. Sometimes I make funny things up. But essentially I just tell them, got to get going. Only have a minute. Just want to drop off a card. They come out, tell them, have you taken a look at a free solar quote yet? It doesn't really matter what you say. They're going to know you're there for solar, and your job's to get the objection out. And then everything starts after, the objection. You try to isolate, and overcome. But without the worst objections, no objection. So, they're either going to yell at you and you leave, or they're going to tell you some kind of objection. And it's your job to figure out how to get around that.
Beautiful. JR, knock. You're at the door. Get the pitch out.
I'm outside. Good morning, good afternoon. Absolutely, start off with that. Pretty much, why haven't you got solar panels? What's going on here? Pretty much telling them why the whole neighborhood's getting them. Why aren't you getting them? Objections start. You overcome those objections. You find, pretty much why are they not wanting to get panels? But you're there again, kind of what Art says, dropping off my card. I'm in a hurry because I got various appointments to go to. I just wanted to present myself. I do the solar. This is my neighborhood. I roll in here. You'll see me here every day, answering their objections and just setting up the appointment, which is the most important thing. You want to set up the appointment with both spouses there. Don't want one-leggers. Don't waste your time. Again, try to go off your checklist and also throughout the whole pitch. You're there to save them money and to help them out. We're all going renewable, baby.
Boom. We're all going renewable. Guys, that's the key. You want to make a high 6-figure, even a 7-figure income. The key is production. The key is how do you get yourself to be productive each and every single day? And that's what we're doing on this call every day. So what I know these guys have shared with me, they've had ups and downs. And when you're down, you got to find a way to get back up. Times are a little tougher right now. Homeowners are dealing with things they've never dealt with before, on inflation, on higher interest rates. We're dealing with stuff that we've never dealt with. Higher interest rates, higher dealer fees. So the key really is the work. It's getting the work done, getting the work out there and making that happen. So,
and I do want to add, especially in times like this when the economy is bad, people lose jobs, they get laid off. This is really recession proof. I'm a firm believer. The worse it gets, the better it gets for us. Because we're giving people that energy security, and rates are high, but a lot of times, I think mentally, they don't know that the rates are high. That's me. We have 0.99, 1.99, those are gone. So, the customers don't know that. Like, for example, one time I had a shitty proposal and we were on this morning call. I'm like, yeah, I have one. And I was being negative about it. I'm like, but yeah, it sucks. And one of the other owners, Val, said, only you know that this roof sucks. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I went in and they laid down. They're like, oh, we love it. So I always try to stay positive as well.
well, guys, I want to thank you. So we do this call every single day. It's the no matter what call. As you can tell, having a routine, having a way to go from 0 to 1 is one of the components to a successful, multi-million-dollar solar career over time. We've got an amazing opportunity, guys. In the next 5 years, next 7 years, we're going to go from having sold 3 million solar systems in the whole country, every solar company, to having sold 30 million. We got to go 10x. And we can go 10x. Each of us can go 10x. Our teams can go 10x. how do you feel about the future of solar? It's a little tough right now, but how do you feel it's, from a long run perspective?
I think in about 2 years in November, we'll have somebody better running the country, and things will get better. um, and the opportunities are endless. So I'm going to focus on maximizing everything, because every day I'm mad at myself that I didn't find out about this 8-9 years ago, when Mike started, and that helps push me too. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. You guys should all be as well. Like I said, there's nothing like it. Nothing.
Jared, how are you feeling about the future?
I feel it's gonna get even better, guys. The more rooftops are being filled, you can't call it saturated. It's just gonna get easier to sell these babies because everybody's getting it. That's the way I look at it.
That's right. It's not saturation, it's a tipping point. What the hell? How do all your neighbors have solar? These aren't just tree huggers buying solar. What's your deal? It's about the money. Got to take a look at the money.
Are you not curious why there's like 75 solar systems in your neighborhood? You think you're the smart one and everyone else is stupid?
Yeah. And we're not talking about you going solar. We're talking about you going from ignorant to educated and knowledgeable about what the numbers are and why your neighbors are going solar. So guys, I want to say thank you to you guys. I know it's been a real hardship for you to be in Tulum for the last few days. Here partying our asses off while we're selling, having a great time. But again, so part of my routine is I'm on this call, I'm being accountable. I have to do this every day. And that's what gets me going. Joining the MOD Sales Academy and being on the no matter what call every day is one way to get yourself from 0 to 1. I want to thank these guys for joining the call today, sharing some words of wisdom. And let's get out there. Let's go. We got a lot of selling to do. We got to get to another megawatt plus
Back to reality,
this
guys.
year.
Let's go get it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, on the call. We're still on the Zoom. We shut the live off. Share.
Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good. Go ahead. Your guys' turn. You guys talk.
Oh, I was just going to thank you so much for the interview. You guys crushed it, and it was awesome. Your level of confidence and self-belief is really powerful, and I can tell you've put a lot of work into it. And thanks for bringing the fire today. Is there a way we can get mics on you guys next time you do an interview? I could hear you, but like a little button mics or something for the.
Yeah, so you guys know we do this every day on just Zoom.
Off, dude. Literally.
And it's what we're doing. I got this idea last night, which is ridiculous to try it, but we're buds. We're just hanging out with you guys. If somebody joins on, the people that are on Instagram and see it, that'd be cool. But we're going to be doing more of these in the future. I'm going to be having, and it'll be every once in a while, and you guys will know when. This morning, no matter what call, will actually kind of be in more of a podcast format. We're going to go live and let the world see us, and we'll all let the world know how we're doing, what's working. So that was sort of a spontaneous. I had the opportunity in Paradise with 2 megawatt award winners and wanted to share it with you guys. So, hey, how about I try and go live? So normally in a podcast environment, we'd be in my studio and we'd all be clipped up. We just don't have that on this patio. So but great to be with you guys.
You crushed it. Thank you.
You guys have 2 million watt solar guys here. Opportunities. We'll take a few more minutes. Who's got a question or two?
I got a couple. First one. Well, thanks for coming on. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
All right. First question, Mike. This one's for you though. SolarCon, general admission or VIP?
I don't think there's any VIP tickets left. I think it's all general admission. And if you use my discount code, you get a huge discount. JCast gave me a discount code. I don't know if Diane, if you're on, if you can post how should people access that discount code.
There was an email sent yesterday that they squeezed in a few more VIP seats out there.
Yeah, I saw.
Get them.
I'm on the website right now, but I was just thinking, should I just get like 2 VIPs and then 4 GAs or whatever? But I'll figure that out on my own. Question. for the one guy that used to sell alarms, I got a crazy question for you. Like, so how long did you do alarms?
I did alarms for 15 years.
Gotcha.
He did
You-
alarms so long that his company team name on our solar team board is called Brinks.
No way.
Yes.
You sold Brinks too?
I still have that business on the side. It's running by itself, but yes.
So my question is, and it's gonna sound crazy, but have you not thought about leveraging your alarm customers to sell them solar?
Oh, they're all solar customers, believe me.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
I offer
dope.
both. Something's got to get you in that door.
Exactly, and then you just give them everything you have. All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, next year I'll be on that trip with you guys, but it'll be a legacy trip. So it's gonna be Sun Solar and everybody in MOD that did over 1 million watts.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it. Oh,
Who else has a question? Who has a question on how to get to 1 million watts of solar sold in a year?
Mike,
just
I
want
am curious
to-
about that, but I'm also really curious about that cool little dune buggy you were driving on the way to your solar con yesterday, that Mad Mike shit.
So that's, you can thank this guy. Art got me off my ass. I need help getting off my ass sometimes, right? I got this $25,000 dune buggy that I paid for with solar commissions, sitting in my garage, and I get it out like 2-3 times a year. It's a dune buggy. Never had it to the dunes. This guy got me off my ass. It was like over between Christmas and New Year. It was New Year's. Yeah, New Year's. Got my dune buggy out into the dunes for the first time. Had such a good time. We went back out there for President's Day. So that was Art. Also, we were out there doing our solar success dune ride through New Year's and President's Day.
Yeah, no, I saw your Instagram story and it looked like a blast. I was a little jealous, but it's coming soon. I'll meet you there one day.
Yeah, you're Arizona as well. So you live in the home of literally the best sand dune buggy riding on planet Earth out at Yuma.
Whole different life out there.
It's like
Yeah,
being
no, I
on.
was told the dudes are amazing. I've never been though. You guys can attest to that?
Yeah, I wanted to rent some paddles, and somebody told me, Art, you're not gonna go one time. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go one time. And then now, 1 year later, I'm like $100,000 into my dune buggy, and I just paid for a camper, so I don't have to rent anymore.
This isn't a camper, guys. This is a fifth wheel
Fifth wheel
Hook up.
toy hauler.
toy hauler. He's got this badass camper trailer, fifth wheel deal where he's able to pull all his toys into the thing and then back them out, and it's a camper.
And then I had to buy a diesel truck too. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely fun, and solar will get you there. If I wasn't in solar, I'd have none of those.
Hey,
Justice,
JR, Big
Justice, you
John.
got something to work for. Go ahead, Big John.
Question for JR. You're out there killing it. Just wondering, everybody has different hours that they knock. What hours do you and your team knock?
you see, I kind of knock between 10 to 2, 10 to 3, then go back after 5 when people get home. Those are my hours, and go from 5 to 8:30, 9, those are my hours all day.
Another
I was
question.
I was
Art-
envisioning as you were talking about that. Hold on, Big John, real quick. I was envisioning, your day. If you're in the gym at 6 and you're back home by 7 and you're not on the door by 10, you guys are talking about breakfast and you're home.
Yeah.
That's kind of a nice little day going.
It is. It is.
And you're not really working yet. And then at 10, now it's time to work.
Yeah. It's time to work, because people do work graveyard shift, and they get up at 10, 11, and that's when you want to get those morning people out the doors.
Is Art okay hanging out with on vacation?
That's a very
He turns everybody into full-time babysitters. You got to follow him around, help him find his keys and his wallet. Where did he leave his credit card? All of a sudden, gorgeous party girls just show up at dinner and say they've been invited to dinner. I mean, you never know what's going to happen when you're partying with Art. All kinds of weird shit will go down.
well said, Mike. That's what it is. Hanging around with this.
I got a quick question. Art, when we were hanging out back in Utah, you told us the story of your first door. It might be beneficial for some of the people to know that someone that sells a megawatt has the same experience on the first door. If you want to share that, that was funny as hell.
Yeah, that'll be great. I My first door I knocked was actually in my neighborhood, and they opened the door, and I just like froze up, and I'm like, and I couldn't talk. I couldn't say it. It was super, super embarrassing. And then it, slowly went away every door. Even Mike's the same way. I'm the same way. Your first door, or at least I think Mike said it in the past, but me, every single day, I'm a little nervous on the first door, first, second, third door, every single day. And then you keep going. And then, you might not be as sharp, the first, second, third, fourth door, but an hour in, momentum's going, like you're unstoppable. So just, just keep pushing. And, we all started summer. I don't think anybody started their first day and just absolutely crushed it.
No, it happens to everyone. You pretty much start off slow sometimes, and others, you get an appointment right away. Just starts off your day. But every customer's different, guys. You guys got to read them. You guys got to throw that pitch out, and different pitches, for every type of customer. But at the end of the day, you're shooting out your whole pitch and setting up the appointment.
Do you have to have it down perfect to get on a door and start?
No,
do you feel like you got to
no,
know the pitch
not at all.
perfect?
We all make mistakes. It's happened to me. I mean, I've got a customer get off my lawn. This is fucking private property, and you kind of get startled like, oh shit, what happened? This is not the typical customer. So it can happen any day, guys. All different types of customers. We're not perfect.
Another thing too, it's like, when you have an argument with somebody and then it's over and you're like, God damn, I should have said that.
Yeah.
I would have won the argument. So when I first started, same thing. After, after I knock on the door, I don't get the appointment. I'm turning around and I'm like, shit, what did I do wrong? I'm like, oh, damn, I should have said that. Damn, I screwed that up. And then you're like, you'll never let that happen again. Then the next door, mess up on something else. And you'll think, and you'll be like, okay, I'm not going to let that happen again either. And then, little by little, you'll just be able to fire away, when you get objections.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. And I use your story when I'm training new people all the time. Every time they stutter on a door, I go, nope, everyone does it. Everyone word vomits and everyone's stuttering.
Happens to everyone.
What's really the worst? What's the worst that can happen? They don't have solar now. They're not our customer now. What's the very, very worst that could happen if you go up there and you just don't have a good pitch, or you just step all over it? They tell you no. And guys, is no a problem? Is no a catastrophe? Is no a disaster? No, they were already a no.
Yeah.
No,
paid for the nose.
We get paid for the nose. And no is a result. We get paid for results. And that's yes, no, no. And I'll tell you what, we're gonna get a lot more no's than yeses. So why don't we just jump into the day going, let's get the no's the hell out of the way. Why don't we get 4 or 5 no's out of the way and then get our pitch on onto a higher level? So all right, guys, we got Stone Cold Killing Machines here. Who else has a question?
One more question for JR. Hey,
Yeah,
JR,
yeah.
what's your record for number of sets for a day?
Number of sets on a day, and I want to say about 7. I think, John.
7?
That's how many I've done. Yes.
All right,
How about
cool.
you, Art?
Boy, somewhere around there, 7, 8, maybe 7, 8.
I love the story. We're talking about being leaders and recruiting and having people come into our organization. Your brother, when you met him, his English is not great.
No.
He doesn't appear to be, Mr. Salesman, right? He's not like, he doesn't have that, like you have a Mr. Salesman vibe. You meet Art, there you go, you're in sales, right? If you met your brother, you would not say that.
No.
He doesn't have that.
Super cool guy. Yeah.
People
like him.
People like him, but he's more like well, maybe he's less reserved when he's speaking in Russian. But in English, he's kind of reserved, right?
Yeah.
So his English is where. What was his experience going to work for you and going out knocking on doors?
Yeah, so that was actually an interesting story. He started, I'd say, January of last year, and the first month, like everything I would show up to wouldn't be an appointment. Then, here and there we get company appointments, and I'm turning them down because I think I already have an appointment, and it ends up no showing, and I just, gave up an appointment. Somebody else closes it, and I told him, I said, I tried to train him. He didn't want to listen. He wanted to do it his way. So I told him, all right, from now on, I'm going to call every single one. If they don't answer or confirm, I'm not going to it. And then he didn't give up. Second month was a little bit better. And then the third month, we did 20. And so we worked I went on vacation the 28th of March. Between March 1st and the 28 days off his appointments, I made $250,000 1 month take home. So if you're struggling, just keep going, keep going, keep going. It'll get better.
Yeah, I feel like he's just an awesome story because, immigrant, not necessarily had done a bunch of door knocking every day, but just went at it every day, every single solitary day. And next thing I know, he's on the top of the leaderboard.
But when he goes out, a lot of people like knocking with other people. He doesn't want to knock with anybody. He gets in the zone and he just boom, 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 boom. There's no distractions. He goes. He doesn't want anybody around him. He likes doing it solo. So
You know what he wants.
Massive success with just effort and training from someone who really knows how.
A shout out to one of the guys on Art's team a couple months ago. He set a record of 10 sets in a day. Jason Garcia.
Mr. Jason Garcia. He's on this call all the time. Yeah, he's a successful guy and on Art's team.
Yep, 10 sets in a day. My high mark is 6, but I'm trying to get to 10. There's somebody before me already did it.
And a stone cold closer.
And a stone cold closer.
100%. So guys, one more question while I have you guys here. And this is a Sun Solar Solutions trip. We've worked hard to build a great company. How important is it, do you think, that as a solar person, we have people all over the country working for all kinds of company stuff. How important is it that you have the confidence behind you of working for a solar company that you can really see knows what they're doing and is doing a good job for their customers?
To me, it's very important. And being also a business owner before in the security business, very important, customer service, having that support if anything goes wrong. To me, it's very important. And I think it also helps, close the full transaction, knowing that you have a company that's always going to be there for your customer if something were to go wrong. So to me, it's very important.
To me, that's very important as well. I mean, there's like 1,000 companies I could work for. I like Sun Solar. It's like Mike says, it's like driving a Ferrari. They want you focusing on sales. You don't have to call customers, do proposals.
No one
like
had
that.
any audio.
I'm on Solar Pros and all those, and every day you hear about, somebody not getting paid and, somebody's taking off with tens of thousands of dollars. Never have to worry about that. The support's there, and these customers are making us rich, so we got to take care of them as well. Having a company that's not going to, undersize the system or, screw over a customer long term for 25 years, that's important to me as well.
I don't want phone calls from customers that are complaining. They all call me just to say thank you. That's how it's been.
Yeah, the real momentum in this comes from not just knocking on a door, but having the confidence, having the conviction to have a customer go, no, I really need to go solar. I need to go solar with you. And I need to go solar with your company. And then that having the beginning of a relationship that's years. I like to tell people, you're going to be like the first person in your family with an iPhone. Everyone's going to be asking questions about it. And you'll be like, I don't know. You push the button, it works, right? And people are going to see that you have solar. You're going to talk to your family. They're going to have all these questions. They're going to be like, look, I'm not the guy who answers solar questions. Let me get to the guy who answers the solar questions. And then that's a referral. I also like to tell people, this is not just a way to save money and to provide energy security for your family, but everyone is going to go solar. We're going to reduce our carbon emissions by 46% by the end of this decade. That's in 7 years. Everyone is going solar. And if they know you went solar and had a good experience, they're going to go solar through you. And Mr. Customer, you're going to make $500 or whatever the referral fee is every single time someone goes solar. How often does your phone ring? How much referral business? How much are referrals a part of your business?
I'd say, 20%.
I say 30 for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just every home you go into, every customer you sign up, you better get referrals or get them cards, tell them the process. That's very important, guys. That gets you over the hill. Unexpectedly, that shitty day you're having, here comes that referral out of nowhere. Saves the day.
Well, the past 5 days, it's been 100% referrals.
Yeah, right there. Yep.
7 in a row. Brand new customer, one Indian family, and then those guys. They're tough sales.
That was
Everybody
actually-
knows they're tough sales.
That was one of my brother's sets last year, and I did 6 of them then, and then a few here and there, and then 7 at once. So probably about 15, 20 of them.
One door knock, 15, 20 deals. Now, that probably is not going to happen if they had a terrible experience or a bad experience or a
Right,
nothing to
correct,
mention experience. And so you knocked one door, your brother knocked one door, and you've had 15 sales, 7 of them in the last week. Like, well, since you've been on vacation. So guys, those Indian customers are very tough. Why? Because they're very diligent about their shopping and about their research and about, they know where pricing is. They know, I mean, you didn't do that deal at normal pricing, right? You had to work with them to get to a price we could live with and you could live with, and the Indian families could all live with. Why? They're very diligent. They're hard. You're not going to necessarily just meet them and sign them up. You got to do some work, and you got to work with them on the price, and you then have to be referred and have them know that they have members of their community that trust you.
Most pay cash, even $200. They make it seem like it's 2,000. So it's tough, but
once you get one, holy cow.
It just gets easier and easier.
It just does, man. They talk to
For
their
you.
friends and family, follow them, and use the companies they've had. Now the next one, you don't need. It's the easiest sell in the world. They go, I want one my friend had.
and I already know what size. Everyone wants a 12 kilowatt.
The downside of it, they want exactly what they had. I go, yeah, but your friend needed 12. Let's find out what you need. I want 12. So, but anyway, they're the easiest sale in the world once you've already sold one of their friends and worked with them to get them, a good number, a good price, and a good company. All right, guys, we're out of time, but we got to hurry up and get to the airport. Unfortunately, this is the last day in Tulum, so our Megawatt Club day ends today, and we're traveling back tomorrow. We'll be on the doors, we'll be in appointments, and I'll be with you on this call 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, no matter what. 8 o'clock Pacific time. See you then.
Thanks, guys.
See you
Love
guys.
you guys. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Now how you
Appreciate
start,
it.
it's how you end. Let's go crush it.
I didn't get to ask you, how long did it take each of you to hit a megawatt?
So I
Well, first of all, I'm going to interrupt Art. Art's been on the stage 2 years in a row, and it was 1.2 megawatts for him to get on the stage the last 2 years, and he hit those numbers.
so I did like 1.1 last year, and
Yeah.
then this year I did 1.45, something like that.
Mhm.
So I started kind of at halfway through the year, so I couldn't make it on the first year. They wouldn't prorate it, unfortunately. But ever since then, every year, and I'll be there again this year. So I guess the answer is the first year if I had a full year.
Take me with you. And it's a blessing and a curse, because once you get there, like for me, when my sales career, I wanted to be a 6-figure sales guy. I'm talking, I'm 20 years old, 25 years old. I want to be a 6-figure sales guy, but it seems mythological, like, because the guys who were 6-figure salesmen back in the 80s, 6 figures, a lot of money. And to be a 6-figure sales guy, you've arrived. You're like one of the killer dudes in the space. So that was sort of mythological. But the first time I hit it and then had it behind me, now it became an expectation of myself that I'm going to be there. I never went below that number. And so that 1,000,000 watts of solar, that Golden Door Award, making the Megawatt Club, once you do that, it's a blessing and a curse, because now you go, I can do it. Why would I not do it? And now it's a floor instead of a ceiling. And so, guys, I want to encourage you to take some inspiration from these gentlemen. You can create. You don't want having guys say, oh, I'm going to do, X million this, I'm going to do blah, blah, that. Having aspirational goals. Aspirational goals are awesome, but they don't necessarily compel you to results. What compels you to results is not your ceiling, but your floor. If a megawatt is your floor and you're like, that's happening no matter what. Now the question is, how am I getting and what am I getting above that? And that is really the key. It's not to say, oh, I'm going to make $1 million. The key is I'm going to have 1,000,000 watts of solar that generates X amount of income. I do it. Now it's behind me. Now I'm just the kind of guy or girl that does that. And now it's a matter of building on that and moving forward. So what's your experience with Art, this is 3rd year in a row? What coming off of that, what is it like? What's your mindset?
Exactly what Mike said. So every year I made more and more and more. This last year I hit over seven figures for the first time.
7-figure guy.
And I mean, it'll be embarrassing to myself if I don't get there again. So, that drives me. You can't go down. If you're not growing, you're dying. So I tell myself that every day.
JR, what's it like to kind of get into that headspace and then make it happen?
Well, I hit a megawatt, and to me, it wasn't enough. I wasn't happy. I wanted more. So that's what pushes me. And being next to this guy makes it even worse because I want to be better than him. I do, because that just pushes each other. And we always talk about it. But yeah,
It's never enough.
it's never enough, guys. Never.
Have you ever got a check from your boss and said this is too much, take some back? It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And these guys are doing it right. What do I mean by right? They know that all the money in solar comes from selling solar, not from being somebody's manager.
Right.
But you guys are managers. You are leaders.
We are.
And that puts a little what? Like a cherry on the top. But where's the real money come from?
Selling yourself. Self-gem, baby.
Lead from the front. That's what these guys are doing. They're leading from the front. They got groups. They got teams that are leading. They're leading those teams. Mr. 7-figure income right here. Dude, I'm so proud of you.
This guy's the beast.
Awesome. Well, anyway, guys, great trip, great call. And like I just said a minute ago, I'll see everybody on tomorrow's call. No matter what, it's Tell on Yourself Tuesday. What do you say you're doing that you're not really doing? Or what are you not telling anyone you're doing that you are doing that's causing you not to have these results? Let's get it out on the table and stop having it go. Let's have it go from being a secret to having it just being a fact that we're dealing with. How do we deal with this fact? I'm not getting out there. I've been on a door in weeks. Whatever it is, tell on yourself. Let's get it out there. And let's deal with that as a fact. And let's figure out what to do with that fact. I'll see you guys on the call tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Pacific time, no matter what.